Gotta clear my throat. Hi guys, it's Nina from Kids Knits. Welcome back. I hate saying that. I really actually do hate saying that. Today, just because it's been a while, I thought I would do a little craft room chat. Because I did sit down to film some reels for my Instagram, but I'm just like not in the mood to do it. It's too hot. It's so hot. And I have my AC going outside of the room, but it's too warm and I'm really tired. Last night I stayed up till 1:30 in the morning to watch The Summer I Turned Pretty because I needed to catch up because there's so many spoilers on TikTok and I needed to know what was going to happen because I cannot deal with Belly being with Jeremiah for a second longer. So I did that and I'm hurting today. I'm so tired. Also listened to Sabrina Carpenter's new album, Man's Best Friend. So good. I love it. I feel like it's getting a lot of hate, but I like it. She's cutie. Okay, I think today what we're gonna do is go through some of my Halloween designs. So I'll show you guys some of the designs that I have from last year, what I have added to my collection this year, and then I'll show you my sketches for 2 that I hope to add, but I just don't know if I'm gonna have time this year. I feel like I'm already so far behind and I need to like already switch over to Christmas, which is crazy to think about because it's literally what, August 29th or something today. So let's get right into that. My very first Halloween themed fall design was my little pumpkin man. And I love him so much. He's still a bestseller. He's so cute. I mean, a lot of people say he works up really fast, which is surprising to me, but I guess it's just because I mainly only make them in the design process, so that always takes longer, and then when I make a multiple it's usually me testing my own pattern and that takes so long to get through. But he is so stinking cute with his little dangly legs, his shorts. Oh, I love him. I love seeing everybody's color combos that they do with him and how they, you know, kind of put their own twist on it. It's adorable. It's little, oh, I just love him. Little boots. Yeah, so he's one of my originals. I think this is the second one I made. The first one that I ever made I actually gave away as a prize at my full-time job. I work with children with learning disabilities and we have like contests randomly throughout the year. So we did a Halloween contest and I gave away my pumpkin man for that one, the original, which is very like it's hard for me to part from them just because I'm like, well, I might need to go back and look, but yeah. I have a second one and I'm like, okay, I could always make another. So that's him. I'm actually working on a giant version of him right now. I was going to film that today, but we'll see. We'll see if it cools off and I might get back to that. So this is my jack-o'-lantern pattern. I will pop that over here so you can see, and all of these are available in my Etsy shop. So to go with Jack, we also have Jackie. She's got a little tendril here and her little apron, little skirt dress thing, some flared cuffs, still the same boots. I think in the pattern, since this was my first one that I made her dress a little bit longer, like maybe a row longer, but I wanted to see what it would look like if her little, I can't remember what you would call these things, but her kind of like shorts were peeking through. She's super cute too. I feel like she's not quite as popular as Jack. I don't know why. You can buy the full Jackie pattern. You can buy the bundle of both of them, or you could even just, if you already had the jack-o'-lantern pattern, so this one, you could buy just the modification that gives you all of these different things like these flared cuffs, the apron, how to turn the top part into a dress and whatnot. So you can buy that for like a couple dollars and you can turn this guy into this one, which is kind of nice. I do think it's easier to just follow from the main pattern, but I wanted to give people the option so they didn't have to like re-buy an entire pattern just to, if they had the ability to customize themselves. So Jack and Jackie, they're up there. They are a cutie little pumpkin couple. Her little apron ties in a bow at the back, which is so cute. And I think when I do a Mrs. Claus for Christmas this year, I'm gonna bring back this little apron part of the design because I just think it's so cute, and I think it would be perfect for Mrs. Claus as well. Next one that I did was the Scarecrow, and he was quite popular last year. I honestly don't make very many videos of him, so he doesn't get a lot of attention. And this is my second one. The first one that I did, I think the main pattern comes with shorts, and then you can purchase the long leg modification pattern to give him some long pants instead if you wanted his overalls to be full length. His little eyes, he has those little faux flowers on there, so I believe this idea came from Moon Sprouts, and I will tag her there. So she did that where she puts the little fake flowers, what do you ever call it, faux flowers, underneath the safety eyes, and I thought that just honestly was the perfect touch for his face because I wanted to be quite plain. When I added a little scarecrow nose and the mouth, he was giving bird, so I'm like, okay, we're just gonna leave him super plain. And yeah, it turned out really well. This one doesn't have all of the straw that the other one has. In the other one, he has straw coming out from under his cuffs and out of his shorts, which is so cute. I'll pop a picture here so that you guys can see what the main design looks like. But same thing, they both have their little hat, and then the straw comes out from there, kind of look like hair, but it's so cute. The little overalls. This pocket is functional too, so you can, you know, put whatever you want there. He's got a little crisscross in the back. He's so cute. He's adorable. This is a good one for fall. I know not everyone is like obsessed with Halloween, so this is kind of a nice in-between pattern where you get like your fall vibes. I mean, same with the pumpkin man, because it's kind of more fall vibes than just Halloween because it's not so spooky. They're like cutie. And I will say with my designs as well, like I don't design these to be toys for kids. You could definitely change up some aspects of it so that it would be safer for kids. Like I probably, if you were going to give this to a child, I would not do buttons and I wouldn't do safety eyes, just to make it a little bit safer. And same with like the straw. They're more so like a cute little decoration kind of thing. Like that's how I think of them. I mean, I don't know what else to do with them. I just put them on display so I can see all of my designs, but I don't have children, so there's not much to do. But I do bring them to work too in the fall, and we kind of put them up around our learning center, and then the kids think they're pretty cute, so that's kind of nice and fun. So yeah, this is Rustle the Scarecrow, R-U-S-T-L-E. You know, like the rustling of the leaves. That one's also available on my Etsy. I think after that one last year, I switched over to Christmas because I designed those quite late in the season. But earlier this year, I designed my little devil. I have a whole video where I tested my own pattern and did that whole process on there. So you could go and check out that video. But here he is. This was my first version of it. This is Buster the Beelzebub because he looked, well, I have a picture of my old family Chihuahua. May he rest in peace wherever he is, if that's up above or down below. But he looked like a devil and he acted like a devil too. So I named it this one in honor of him. He could also easily be changed into like a gargoyle or like a gremlin, because he's kind of versatile like that. But I gave him these pointed flared cuffs on his sleeves, and he's got a little thumb, you can see that, and he has a little tail with the little spade, some red boots, so he's kind of cute. He's just a little devilish. His little horns I would love to see him in green. I don't know what kind of green, but like a green to see if he really comes across like gremlin-y and maybe add some extra details. But yeah, I think he's super cute. He's just like a really simple devilish guy to have. Before I designed this, I was planning on having this trick-or-treater line where it looked like trick-or-treaters wearing costumes, and so a devil was going to be one, but it was so it wasn't turning out the way that I wanted it to work out, like structure wise. So I kind of pivoted and I was like, let's just try doing a full double right now. So this is what I came up with. So look at here. So this is Buster. That's also available in my Etsy shop. Then I started my Frankenstein, which I know Frankenstein is not the monster. Frankenstein is the scientist, doctor, whatever you want to call it. And that one, I filmed the entire process and put that on Reels. So it was on my Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. And that was, I will never do that again, which I've said in my videos, just because I want to design trial and error and not have to worry about like showing up on camera to do it as well, and then doing all those voiceovers and stuff. Like, I'd rather just like make it and then show you guys. So my very first one that I did was this guy here, which you might have seen recently on my Instagram. So this is Lurk, because you know, Frankenstein, he's just lurking around, lurking in the shadows. He's got a cute little thumb too. He's got these cuffs on his jacket as well. The bolts in his neck, because I feel like that's more classic Frankenstein. I do see a lot of bolts in the head, which I was gonna do, but I'm like, I'm gonna stick to the neck. He's got his cute little ears. It's not gonna focus on both of us, I don't think. He's literally like this size of me, which is a little alarming. This guy has long pants, but he is much larger than my other patterns. So his boots are bigger, his legs are longer, his tummy's a bit bigger, arms are bigger too, and his construction is slightly different because the arms are attached to the jacket, then the jacket's attached to the body. So this is going to be the advanced version of this pattern. And if you're a beginner, I feel like you could do it if you are really good at reading patterns. But if you're not very confident in your skills, I wouldn't try to attempt this one just yet. I put tons of photos, explained as much as I could. My testers are working through him right now. And this pattern will be releasing on September 4th, but he will be a little bit trickier than my other patterns. Here's the back of him. So I just did some stitching for that. His head is a little floppy, like for sure. You could try to put something in there to add some structure to it, but I didn't want to sew his head on because I wanted it to be a lower sewing pattern, especially with how difficult it is to kind of like attach the jacket. This is my Lurk pattern, and that one's coming soon, September 4th, in like a week. So this is the advanced version of him with the jacket, and I'll show you guys. I have created a simpler version that if you wanted to tackle first and get used to like the pattern, I would suggest that. So that's this guy here. He still has the little bolts in his neck, but this time he's wearing a t-shirt. So you just create his arms and then attach it to the torso as you go, which is really nice. Still low sew. I actually think the only thing you sew on in this pattern is the ears and the bolts, and then obviously like his face details and things like that, but I kept it really low sew, so it would be, it's a huge project to do. Like the last thing you want to do is sew on a million parts to it, and I think like his construction still looks really good. The only skill you might need to have is knowing where, like how to adjust a row so that your decreases line up centered and so that the hair lines up, you know, where it needs to be on his face, but that's not too hard. It's just adjusting your stitches, right? But yeah, I think he's super cute and I'm really proud of this design. Yeah, enormous. So if we look at, I don't even know how I would show you guys. Here's like the regular size of my patterns, and then here's this guy. This is not showing it well, but they are much different, very different in size. Okay, so I actually have 3 of these Frankensteins right now because I tested my own pattern and had to take pictures for the thing. So I have 3. So I'm like, literally, what am I gonna do with these? Oh my god. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I don't want to sell them. I'm definitely gonna keep like 2. I still have to add his little eyes, but I'll probably keep 2 of them and maybe consider selling 1 if somebody was like obsessed had to have it. Oh my god, they're so big. Like I need to this one that the first one I measured was 3 feet. This is insane. The other one I have since lengthened the legs so they're even longer, so I don't even know. I'm gonna have to check back with that. So that's Lurk, coming soon, September 4th. And then the other little cutie pattern that I did was just like, I'm like, you know what, I do a lot of big patterns. I'm gonna try to branch out and do some smaller designs, but to be honest, all of my designs start small and end up enormous because I don't know how to make them small. But I have these little cuties, my little candy corn cuties. So this is Cornelia. This one I still need to do a mouth on, but they're just little candy corn cuties. They have little arms and little legs, and I think they are adorable. Like so fast and easy to make. Really good for market prep if you have any fall markets. Like I think those would be cute. And again, like yes, they're Halloweeny, but they're also kind of fall like, right? So adorbs. We're kind of like twinning today too with this outfit. But yeah, that's all of my current designs for fall Halloween. I also have some knit pumpkins. Let me grab those. So this pattern is all taped up, ready to go. I'll pop a picture here of what it's supposed to look like. The only thing is I don't knit stems for these ones since this is knit and most of my patterns are actually crochet. I just prefer to crochet a stem or use a twig, and I just have not been able to get out and source a bunch of twigs. I usually have my dad either cut them down to the perfect size and then sand them a little bit and then I hot glue them on, but I have not had the time to do that. So I will be looking for testers soon if anybody is interested in testing some knit pumpkins. These work up really fast. It comes in 3 sizes, so we have the small, the medium, and then the large. I think I used 1 skein of Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick, and I got all 3 out of them. So this is another really good market prep item that I can do. I think people are still into the pumpkins. They're like such a cute little decor piece that you can put out in your house. So that one I'm going to be finishing up soon and hopefully releasing. I plan to do a crochet version as well, but if you wanted to, in the meantime, you could just take literally just the head from my jack-o'-lantern pattern and use that as a pumpkin because it's essentially the same thing. Today I was going to start on my next Halloween designs and I have my sketches. I'll show you guys my sketches, which I do kind of want to like keep them private, but at the same time I'm like, oh, I don't care. I don't even know how many people from like my Instagram even come over here and watch my YouTube. I feel like not very many because my views are so low. But I don't know, maybe my Instagram people, if they want to get like these sneak peeks, they need to start coming over here because I like to yap, and I also am really bad at keeping like secrets about things that I'm doing and I'm really excited about. I'm like, I need to tell everybody right now. So I feel like it's in these videos where I just like yap it all out and I'm like, this is everything I'm doing that I said I wouldn't tell. I said it was going to be a surprise, and it's not a surprise anymore because I can't keep my mouth shut. So I went to Michael's the other day and they had the exact color of red that I needed, which I didn't think they did. I thought I was gonna have to end up ordering it online. It's the same red that I used for this devil, and I plan to make a little Dracula. It's probably not gonna focus, is it? Well, we'll try to do like the zoom thing so you can kind of see. So I have this little Dracula sketched out. It's gonna have his little cape, little dress shirt, long pants, boots. Part of me wants to do it as big as the Frankenstein, but I do feel like I need to keep Frankenstein big himself because Frankenstein is just enormous, right? He's an enormous character. So I think I will do a happy medium and it will be back to being like this size, maybe like slightly bigger, because this is not technically a person, but Dracula would be more so human-ish, like, not really human, but you know what I mean. And I think my sketch is so cutie, and I really hope that he'll work out. So that's what I'm gonna try to work on this weekend. It is a long weekend. And then the other one that I want to do is just a little black kitty with the little ruffle collar that most of my designs have. And he'll be more like my Bernie the Snowman pattern, if you guys have seen that. That body style, so it works up nice and quick, and I will be doing it a little bit smaller too, so it's not such like a big daunting pattern. So that's my goal for September, is to get these designs done, out, tested, and hopefully published before October. But I'm going back to work full-time in September, so that's gonna really change things for me, especially like my work schedule was changing quite a bit throughout the summer. I was going in early so that I could leave later, and then I had the whole evening to like film stuff, take pictures, do all that kind of stuff for pattern work. But now I'm going back Monday to Friday, my regular hours. When I get home and it's fall time, it's gonna be dark, so I'll probably have to whip out the light box again if I want to do any kind of pattern work that way. And just my whole weekends are gonna be knitting, crochet, which I don't hate, I kind of love. But yeah, I'll just be a little bit slower, and that's kind of why I want to get a head start on my Christmas designs too. Because next thing you know, it's gonna be freaking Christmas, which is insane. But we'll go over Christmas designs maybe after I've added a few to the collection this year. But all of these designs, except for a couple that I went over, are available in my Etsy shop, so you can go snag those. I think there's like a little promotion going on where you add 3 things to cart, you get 20% off or something like that. I know my patterns aren't necessarily like super cheap, but I put so much time and effort into these patterns, and I do think like for some people, like you might learn new skills, all those kinds of things, and yeah, I think my patterns are worth what I charge. So don't come for me for the price. I'm just a girl trying to pay her mortgage. Other than Halloween stuff, I'm not really working on too much else. Like, I'm just really focused on getting some more designs out, and I am taking like a little bit of a break, and I'd actually love your guys' opinion on this. And I'm just working on a blanket, that way I can just like mindlessly work on something while I zone out and watch something on my iPad here. But I'm working with this Bernat Casa yarn, and this is kind of a wild colorway. So I decided to try doing it with my lazy wavy blanket pattern, and I was hoping each row would kind of be like this, where it alternates the type of yarn, but it's pooling a lot in certain spots. So I'm like, do I continue or do I rip it out? Also, it's very hard to do like these chevron rows with faux fur. Like, I'm fighting for my life. I might as well just put a blindfold on and crochet. But this is what we're working with. I don't know, maybe like everything will start like kind of mixing and look a little bit cooler, or I just rip it out and do something else with it. I'm just so undecided. Like, I really don't know. The colors look a little uglier on camera, I won't lie. Like, they're much lighter, cutier in person, but I just don't know if I love it. But this is already like 3 skeins in, and to rip out my work is very upsetting, but I don't know. I'm just adding flower squares. So I've got 5 squares right now. We have this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. So I've got 5, right? Yeah. And these are gonna be super cute. I wish I could kind of like hold them all up better so we can see. Wait, I love this. Cute, right? A full blanket of this is gonna be so amazing. So I think I do want to try to film one of these today as well. But that's just kind of one of my other projects that I keep like switching back and forth to as like a palette cleanser. So that's all my Halloween patterns that we've got going and some of the projects that I'm working on. I know this yap probably wasn't that exciting for everybody, but I thought like let's hop on here and let's kind of let you know what I've been working on, what's to come, and all that kind of thing. They have to go see. My boyfriend just got home. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys like those patterns. You can, again, find those in my Etsy shop and stay tuned for new designs. Bye!